man, what's the business? You already know what time it is. It's your folk Marquise, and welcome to our Overstanding Forever series. That's right, this series is based out of the book that I wrote, Overstanding, a comprehensive look at gangster rap, its subgenres, and their effects on our generation. So, I'm finally dropping this series on YouTube. It's going to be showing on Wednesdays and Fridays. I know that I've been so inconsistent with my days. Openly apologize and ask for forgiveness from you all. I've been working through a lot in my own life. Nonetheless, I'm overcoming these things. I'm banging out the content and uploading it so that I can continue to serve y'all. This is my calling. This is my purpose. This is what I'm here to do. I know that this isn't always comfortable. People like to live in this bubble in their existence, but the reality is people leaving away from here. I'm talking about leaving here. So today's episode is on the death of King Von. I know it just took place, it just happened. My deepest condolences to his family, and yes, even to the family of the shooter. You know, a lot of times people don't look at it that way. And I'm gonna start saying, I'm saying people instead of we, because my mindset is different and I've learned. Don't keep putting yourself in you know, categorizing yourself with stuff that you're no longer a part of. I don't believe this way anymore. I don't think this way, live this way, act that way anymore. That's why I say people. So I just wanted to clarify that. But a lot of people don't look at the reality is that 2 lives were affected. Well, 2 families were affected. The lives, the families of King Von and the families of the gentleman who pulled the trigger, the shooter. You know, so when I think about the reality of everything that's going on, like this stuff real. This stuff real. Like this ain't, I know in the social media age, in the video game age, the 3D virtual, like it's been hitting us for years now. So sometimes it's kind of easy, especially with drugs, to separate ourselves from the reality. And sometimes, I'm saying we this time, sometimes we become so numb that we almost feel like we're in a virtual world, like the Matrix, but this is real. I'm in front of a camera recording. Like, I see the camera. The camera's right here. I'm actively understanding that I'm speaking to an audience of people. I'm speaking to an audience of people about the death of a young man. Like, this brother is really going away from here. And it's crazy because it's like people become immortalized. We become immortalized. Because once this video out there is out there, we become immortalized once we capture ourselves on image. So I can go back and look. Like, I really didn't listen to King Von. I didn't listen to anybody. I mean, I've been walking my spiritual walk now for 8 years. So I have to also make sure that I'm aware of who is who because of the demographic that I serve and what I'm called to do. So I need to know who these individuals are. So I went and watched the video with King Von and I think it's Fabio. I think that's how you say it, Fabio Foreign. And I was like, man, like that's deep. You know what I'm saying? In that song, Von said, if I die, I'm going to raise the murder rate because my homies is going to ride. That's a reality. I haven't checked since. I watched that video a couple days ago. I'm about to sit down and edit this video when I'm done and all that, you know. So I'm going to do some research to see if there's been any known killings now. So the reality is that my heart is hurting for this situation. And that's why I was led to write this book. That was the first start with Weapons of Mass Destruction. Why? Because lives are affected. We can keep trying to act like it ain't what it is. It is what it is. And I get this righteous indignation about it because for, you know, the blacks that's doing that and the Spanish that's doing that and even the whites, I'm talking about my people, my color, my race. So that's what I'm focusing on. I do talk about Spanish people. I wrote about, you know, Latinos and overstanding. And that was mainly what I wrote about, blacks and Spanish people. But I'm talking about blacks. I'm talking about black on black crime. I'm talking about murder. I'm talking about riding. I'm talking about F the ops. I'm talking about all that. That's what I'm talking about. Why? I lived there. I've been there. I've been in it. I know what it is. Bullets flying past you. Bullets hitting your car. And in some cases, bullets hitting you. By God's grace, by y'all's grace, I ain't never got shot. I ain't never got stabbed. But I was there. I know what it's like when your life is in imminent danger. Not Iraq. I ain't even talking about being in Iraq over in the sand. I'm talking about right here in America, in Richmond, man. And people getting at you and, vice versa. I ain't incriminating myself to say nothing openly, but I'm saying the reality of that lifestyle. So it does hit you when you got to say, man, this is the lifestyle that this brother led. And I think sometimes I'm speaking from my times past and this time, but I think sometimes we separate the reality of the lifestyle from the consequences. Because to me, it's one of those things, it's like, should you really cry? I know this is a hard, tender situation, so don't get it twisted. Should people cry when their loved ones are murdered? I'm talking about the youngsters that's in it with them. I ain't talking about mama gonna cry. I ain't talking about, I'm talking about the ones that's with it. They bang and they bang. The girlfriends and the baby mamas and, of course they gonna feel the pain, but it's like, when people about that life, like I ain't talking about just rapping, I'm talking about like bros is with it, shawty. You can hear it coming out because I was out there. I stood on blocks. You know what I'm saying? The jump out boys, the police jumping out with the vests and, hey, I roll with people and it's about to go down. Them things clicking and, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I know what that's about. I know what that's like. And it's like, once you let that thing off, ain't no taking that bullet back. Be it 1, be it 2, be it 5, be it 10. Once it's going down, it's going down. People get hit. Lives change in an instant. So that's my heart's cry. Like, this is why I go so hard about this. This is why I'm so passionate about this. A lot of people don't even want this job. But it's like, bruh, sis, like for real though. King Von is dead, shawty. He's dead. Yes, I seen him on YouTube, but he's dead. He's gone. Now all we have to remember him is YouTube videos, MP3s, stuff, pictures. Another life snuffed out. When will it stop? When will it stop? I was looking at some of the comments on another video because I'm going to talk about FBG Duck next week. That's FBG Ducks. I'm going to talk about him next week. You know what I'm saying? I talked about him previously because I wrote about both of them in the book. In the book, I wrote about both of these guys. Just mention them, not no crazy, just mentioning them, not nothing like super extensive. I was just talking about some of the the rising stars out of Chicago. I'm not gonna call it Chirac. Like that's what I'm saying. They're embracing the reality of that spirit of death and chaos and murder and mayhem. Like, in all respect, it's like we want white people to look at us different. I'm speaking open, like this is what it is. We want white people to look at us different. We want the media to look at us different. But then, I guess I'm contradicting what I said earlier. I'm speaking generally. Blacks want white people to look at them differently. Blacks is living this lifestyle. But then, these blacks continuously perpetuate everything that they said. When we were called super predators. I'ma just talk like you understand my heart. So when we was called super predators, when the Reagan era hit and the war on drugs, like, this is what was done to us. But now we're in a different time. So when will there be that change? I know it's brothers out there working. I know it's sisters out there working. I'm putting this out on YouTube just like everybody else. Because I see all these various different YouTube channels where, and I ain't knocking nobody hustle. I'm not one of them people that just say that. Like, I mean, I ain't knocking, because this is what sells and all that. But at the same time, it's like, it's so many YouTube channels that constantly promote the ignorance of blacks. It constantly promote the violence, or what I like to call the urban disposition. It's so many channels that got like hundreds of thousands of subscribers and more that's dropping video after video after video with just the stuff about black people. And sometimes, to be honest, it's disgusting. It's like, dang, man, is this all that it is, bruh? Shorty dropping it low like this. This going on with Mary J. Blige, and this was happening. King Von got shot, and Quando Rondo, his people this, and this FBG Duck this, and this is that, and 600 Breeze of this, and like all this is just constant drama. It's just constant drama. I'm like, dang, shorty. What the good stuff about what blacks is doing? What the positivity about what young blacks is doing? Like, come on, man. Like, come on, man. It's your folk Marquise, man. I'm about to cut this joint short. This is my rant, if that's what you call it, but this real. When I'm accepting phone calls from my partner who got 2 life sentences. Because he was a wild boy, like. 2 life sentences and change. Maximum security prison. No children, no legacy to leave. He ain't had no children. After a while, everybody forget about you to a large extent. He been in there for 15 years at this point. And some of the people he grew up with, I knew some of them guys and they ain't writing them no more like that, or not sending money like they could or should, or lost this and lost, stuff happens. So I encourage y'all young brothers, whoever may be watching this, think about it when you out there slinging that iron. Think about it when you loading that 30 round clip, that 30 round mag, that extendo. Think about it. Because yeah, you might get away from the law. You might get away from the law. You know what I'm saying? I know people that, you know what I'm saying? You might get away from the law. But there's some laws that supersede that law. You reap what you sow. You live by the gun, you die by the gun. So if you out here busting heads, you putting people in the dirt, your time could be coming soon too. I just want to share that. It's your folk Marquise. You know what time it is, man. Overstand forever. Think different. Live different. Any questions? Y'all bless.